everyone, welcome back. This is a really short video, an impromptu video. I didn't plan it. Basically I got up at silly o'clock in the morning, 6 something, and went for a drive to try and burn some energy off of the car. It's got too high state of charge and I want a lower state of charge. There's a new charging station opened in Necton, about 40 miles away from where I am. That's in Norfolk. It's an Instavolt. They call it a hub. It's got a co-op shop nearby and a Starbucks or a Costa drive-through, something like that. And there's 8 stalls, 8 charging bays, and they're 125 kilowatt bays. So yeah, I've recently done a test on an Ionity charger, and the results were slightly underwhelming. I don't think Ionity's fault, I don't think the Kona's fault, it's just the state of charge and temperature that I arrived at. But it'd be really interesting to do a comparison of charging at this new Instavolt station, the 125 kilowatt, to see what charge rates we get, and also to take a look as well. So that's why I was burning the energy off on the Kona 64. Anyway, I was out for a drive, really lovely sunny morning, there's no traffic around, it's absolute... the heads-up display is just retracting. Really nice out, and I was enjoying the drive, and I came across the exact same spot where I did the 0 to 60 test in the Kona 39 kilowatt hour. If you remember, if you've watched my videos before, I had the Hyundai press car, the 39 kilowatt hour Kona, and I did a test on that, comparing it to my 64. And I really enjoyed the drive in that. It was slightly lighter because there's less battery in it, and it felt like it was a little bit more light and nimble on the steering on the front end. The very initial power on pull away seemed very similar, but it did definitely have less power as you accelerated and got to higher speeds. So I'm very curious to see what this Kona 64 kilowatt hour can do, because the 0 to 60 time on the 39 kilowatt hour Kona was 7.6 seconds, I believe, which is exactly what they quote for this 64. So with that in mind, this should be quicker than what the specification is for it. It should be less than 7.6 seconds. Even though it's got that more weight, I'd expect it to be a little bit better. So I pulled over at the exact same spot, thinking it's a very good comparison to test the car and see what the 0 to 60 is. So impromptu, didn't have the camera set up in an ideal position, so I apologise that it's not the perfect camera angle, and there is a little bit of camera shake as I pull it away, but that's actually quite useful, because the fact that the camera moves as I depress the accelerator gives me a very fine point at which place to time it, not just the point that the screen shows that the miles per hour is changing, because there might be a tiny lag from when I'm pressing the accelerator. So anyway, I think we've got a really accurate time. So without delaying it any further, here it is. Here's just a few seconds of the Kona Electric Premium SE 64 kilowatt hour doing a 0 to 60 test run. And wow, 6.9 seconds. That's pretty impressive. Under 7 seconds. I've heard somebody say they've done a test and they've had an even lower time. So maybe, just maybe, if I tested it with a full state of charge, then there'd be more power available and it might do it even quicker. So if you're interested in all the details, yeah, it was about 18 degrees battery temperature. Outside temperature was about 16 degrees. Road surface was quite smooth, it wasn't gravelly at all, there was no wheel spin, no traction control that I could feel. It was just a smooth acceleration. We can have a look at the times. I think it's quite granular as to how it accelerated, so I'll put up on the screens the 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60 mile per hour times as it reached them, just so you can see all that information. The car was at a state of charge of around 60% at the time, so whether we could have a little bit more power or not, I'm not certain. The OBD2 reader showed 170 kilowatts was what the Kona was saying was available for power, which 170 kilowatts, that's more than the specification, so I don't know what to say about that number and how appropriate it is, but I'd like to redo this test perhaps when the car has a full state of charge, just to see if there's a little bit more power available or not. It was a really good getaway. I don't think I could have done a lot better. It was not downhill, it was not uphill, it was really flat, good surface, good conditions, so I think a very valid test. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was useful. If you're thinking of getting this car, it really is a sports utility vehicle. It's a crossover SUV, and it really does the S bit better than many other crossovers in my opinion. It's quite a nimble car, it handles really well, it holds the road really well, it's quite performant. It really does kick you in the back as you accelerate, and I would say apart from the BMW i3, it's better than all the other crossover SUVs out there from the sport perspective. If you like a squidgy car with a lot more roll as you go around the corners and you're looking for creature comfort, then maybe it's not necessarily the car for you, because it is a little bit harder, it is a little bit firmer in its ride, and it, again, is that little bit more sporty. Thanks for watching, take care everyone, and see you again soon for another video. Probably that video about the Necton Charger, the InstaVolt 125 kilowatt. See you again soon, bye bye for now.